So today, temperatures are just right. It's time for us to do a little annual maintenance. We need to do a little bit of vaccination, and we also have to do some delicing, and that's for the bulls. So guess what? We're going to start with the first one. Welcome to the Hashknife.
All right. I think I sufficiently upset my parents, and I've got the cat away from the camera to mess it up. So here we go. Let them take their time across the ice. Attaboys. Attaboys. Yep, just like that. Getting a little slick. Don't push them too hard so they don't slip and hurt themselves, obviously. Do we even need to shut this gate?
Nope. I don't think so. Hey, we just keep them pushed right up alongside.
There goes Mom trying to stop them. All right, kids. Head up the line. There you go. Oh, they're kind of wanting to play. There we go. What you're missing here is the cat's on the snowbank. We got a good old-fashioned cow cat going on here. And more importantly, we just missed the camera, which is fantastic because I don't want to have to pay for Dad's phone.
It's old. I'll let you buy me a new one. Come on, kids. Come on, big boys. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Yeah. These are good bulls.
Or just the baby. Fence hard enough that they'll knock over my camera, but we'll see. And boom. Oh, the life of a director. Now I gotta reset. So here's a little bit of behind the scenes. This is all part of it. I mean, it's not the sexy part. It's the logistical and preparations part. It's important. Making sure, well, the bulls, their necks are way too big. They're not going to go through this head catch, so we can't use the head catch, but we have to plan for using this gate possibly and doing a suicide door opening.
Here's a pipe we use. So this can go across there.
Yeah, use the pipe to stop it from backing up. And I saw there's a hole over here as well. We punched. We can use that. We're doing two things at once, being as efficient as possible. We're doing vaccines, and we're doing wormer / delousing, right? So parasites, yeah. So we're gonna make sure to get all that stuff set. We got a pulley system that we normally use. This thing's catching a little bit, but it might be helpful. Yeah, this is catching at the top. Because, why? Like I said, it's not the sexy part. There it is. It's all right. It's a work in progress. It's what all good ranchers say, right? There it is. Nailed it. Obviously, this helps. This keeps from getting them in and crowding it, but we're probably going to hit all three in here at once, right? One at a time. And then just open up the suicide gate. We have a side gate that pops open. Normally, for in case we got to, it was originally before Dad had jugs to help with pulling calves, helping cows with mastitis, or at least like preventing it. But for the bulls, because they're a little bit big, who'd have thunk it, their necks won't go through that head catch. So we're going to stop them at the head catch. Probably put a bar behind them to keep them from going back. Put the delouse / wormer on top of them. And then we'll hit them with a vaccine gun real quick. And then release them through that side gate. Otherwise, having them back all the way up is, one, inefficient, and two, it's just going to cause potentially a rodeo. Maybe not. They're a wee bit big. When we got the calves, we've got to shrink it down with panels on the sides to kind of get it nice and close so they don't turn around on us. These guys, they're probably going to be touching their bellies on the sides. we're gonna see how this turns out. In the 15 seconds that it took us to go from the last video to this one, we game planned. One's gonna go in the chute, one's gonna go in the crowd tub, and then we're gonna leave one in the sort tub. That way we kind of keep all three separated. We've distilled the product down to 2/3. And now we're gonna see if we can pull this puppy up and get one more. Come on, bud. Atta kid. Atta kid. Come on, one of you. I'll take one of you. Atta boys. There you go. Come on. Ah. Yeah, I could do that too. That'd be smart, wouldn't it? Oh, now they're both gonna go. That's a classic. Yep, there's one. And there you go. Good deal. All right. So
Here.
they're all kind of penned up in their little spots. All he's going to do is expand some allows him to get warmer, withers, back. This stuff is alcohol based, right?
This is, yes.
This is alcohol based. One thing you'll also know is we used to, for a while, we used to leave it in the house. Without a check. Hash or something. Doing stuff like that. Substance.
Give him 5 cc's of virus shield. Virus shield.
That gate also kind of helps protect dad too.
That was nearly painless, you big baby.
They don't have a good rap with chutes because as young steers, well actually young bulls, I'm sorry, when they're getting tested for fertility, they kind of get violated because they get an electric probe thrown up there and help stimulate their processes and systems so that we can see if they got a good sperm count or not. And so they kind of are in a way traumatized for the rest of their life.
Last little bit, there we go. Since they're so big, you go to the maximum amount and then you have to reset again.
I said, what are these boys? They're probably 1,800.
Oh no, these guys are
pounds to 2,000 pounds.
18 to, yeah, they're 18 to 2.
In the flesh. What Dad's doing is kind of sketchy. Did you get it?
I liked it.
You got it?
There we go.
All right, kiddo.
Subcutaneous.
There's freedom.
Yep.
Woohoo! All right. This is going pretty well. 2 of 3.
Yeah, it's a tight squeeze for him.
All right, kiddo. Head on in. Oh, he's a big boy. This is a biggin. Yeah, he's. If this big guy is not 2,000 pounds, I would be immensely shocked. Oh yeah, that's a good squirt right there. There you go, got it. All right. And all I'm doing is just trying to help, make sure he doesn't go backwards. Very fortunate.
Well, we're practiced. We got the cows done first. Everybody else is done. So now it's a matter of just finishing up with these guys. I like to get a little bit up on the top knot so it goes down over their face a little bit too, without getting it in their eyes. All right, he's done. That's easy.
I feel very fortunate. This has been pretty painless so far. Well, that's 3 of 3. And the bulls are done. There we go. Trying to avoid that ice. I gotta make sure they avoid the camera as well. Atta kids. Atta kids. All right, I'm gonna go straight back down to that gate.
When you want a cow or a bull to be smart, they never are. And when you don't want them to be smart, It's a whole different thing. Hey, they will figure stuff out that you never thought they could. Come on, boys. There you go. Slow. Nice and easy.
There you go. Nice and easy on the ice. You're all right. You're all right. We got time. I am here for you. Oh, and of course the horse is scared of the cow. Great cow horse that one is.
Talk about your paddle a little bit. Well, these bulls is kind of add a little added safety, extra something for them to see. And
well, and it also gives me an extra length of arm so that they don't come after me too.
yeah, I normally don't like using a paddle. I just want to be there. Use my hands, just your body presence. But sometimes, yeah, but like little people like Mom, that little extra something to wave around is a good thing.
Now the after party. We got the bulls put back into their pen so they can go graze, and Dad is trying to make sure that we put all of the dewormer / delousing solution back into the jug so that
Waste not, want not.
yeah, it's not wasted. It's expensive stuff, man. We can't just let it hang in the line. Plus, if we did that, it might actually freeze and then it'd break the whole plunger and everything. We don't want to do that. It's been a little cold, been a little chilly. We don't want to do that.
Temperatures, this would probably freeze, even though it's alcohol based.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd stand much of a chance of
So,
kind of temperature.
calling it up, putting the jug back in. Don't touch that with your hands. Put it back in the box. Yeah, it'll definitely keep you from getting COVID, that's for sure. I think it does have ivermectin in it, doesn't it? Oh, sure enough. Haha!
The active ingredient in it.
Oopsies. Now we're going to get flagged for COVID information.
This is what I hate. We got everybody's vaccinated. We're completely taken care of on everybody, and you always have a little bit left over. And there's just something about doing that to a bunch of vaccine, because you can't reuse it, can't save it.
The question would be, why can't you put it back into the bottle and save it?
Well, then you can't. It's got a shelf life. Once you open it, you're supposed to use it as immediate as possible. But you can. I mean, there's a little fudge room on there, but it sure is not going to last for a year. And so I'm not going to throw some vaccine in a trash, but it'll biodegrade here.
And the other question would be, hey, you got a butcher animal over there. Why don't you give that to her?
Because that butcher animal would get this vaccine and into her system, and then it would go into your food chain. So you want to avoid that. So we don't put any kind of a parasite control or vaccines or anything on that per the label. And a lot of those are 45 days, but you know, I am way on the safe side, and I don't give her anything for several months. In fact, is for her, we haven't had any lice control or fly control on her for over 60 days now. And even then it was very, very minimum. So everything else is the same. She gets her feed, some finished feed, but no parasite controls and no vaccines, so that whoever's eating that is not consuming that through the meat. So it's that time of year, as I said before, where we take DNA samples on these horses that we're going to register and prove their heritage and bloodline. So we've got a couple of DNA kits along with some temporary registrations, and of course the envelopes for them to go into, that we're going to go out and just pull about 50 to 150 strands of hair. They really want about 25 to 50. I like to give them more than they need, just a little bunch out of the mane, and then you tape it to this guy and fill out the date and send it off. This is a whole lot easier than it used to be. There were times when it was a pain because it was all blood draw, and I could do the blood draw. I didn't have to have a vet do it, but sometimes hitting a vein on a small weanling is tough. And so they refined the technology to where they don't need the bloodline or the blood test to determine bloodlines. They can do it through hair DNA, which is a sweet, easy, and much cheaper, and a process that is not quite as timely as you can imagine. That hair will keep better than of a couple of vials of blood with some preservative in it. So we're going to go out and pull some hair. Most important part, can't forget my lid. Let's get started. So I just grabbed a little chunk of wood here from the wood pile, and I'm just kind of shaving it down so it's got no sharp edges. It won't cut any hair, because all I'm going to do, I say all I'm going to do, this is going to be traumatic for a little kid. They don't like to have this happen. Of course, they don't know it's going to happen because they've never had it happen. But I'll just wrap a little hair around this from her mane. Each one of these fillies, wrapping around, grab it, and then just yank it out. And it'll come out in a clump. It kind of just helps give me a little bit of leverage. And because it's actually, be surprised how hard it is to pull a little group of hair like that. This makes it a little easier. Her hair is very, very thin, and it's real wispy. So it's really hard to pull without breaking it. So I grabbed another spot here, a few strands less. There we go. There we go. Here, baby. Come on, honey. You can see I'm looking for these hair bulbs with the DNA on them. That's what they're interested in. So I'm gonna unwrap this, put it in the envelope. And this is, I don't like that when it doesn't come up, but this hair is very, very, her hair is really fine. Super fine. So that's in there. Now I'm gonna grab the other horse. I'm gonna love on her a little bit here. Make sure she's okay. Yeah. So, dang, that didn't feel good. You pulled my hair. We're all stuck on the ice here. Rope around her neck here. Of course, we're all on ice. This makes it equally as tenuous. There we go. Good girl. She's easier to lead up because I haven't hurt her yet. Huh. That girl. That's that girl. Yeah, her hair is much more coarse. This is going to be hopefully a little bit easier. Grab get a clump that's right together. Put a twist on it. And her hair isn't seem to be quite as long as Lily's is. There we go. Much better. Much easier to handle that. You see those hair follicles at the end of that too. Be careful, I should have mentioned earlier, I was pretty careful about making sure that I didn't have any of Lacey's and Lily's hair mixed up between these two envelopes. I showed you doing that, where I was just making sure and kind of wiping everything away. Okay. Here we go, babies. Let's do this. Give you another something. Give you another something. So now we grab the correct hair sample, because I wrote Lily on there, and match that to the registration and lab workup. Pull that hair out. And they want that so that the roots are over here. Tape the rest of it there. And do that. And they want you to put the rest there. Sometimes if it's super long, I'll shave it off. Cut that. Otherwise, put this in the kit. But I'll leave Lacey's there. Just want Lily. Lily again. Put this in. And we will seal it. Send it in the mail. There's one. Process of elimination. This is Lacey. That's Lacey's. Pull it out. Do the same thing. Much coarser hair. We didn't have near the trouble. Take the shafts there. It doesn't go anywhere. Put it together again. Lacey. Lacey. So I marked it out there in the corral. And we'll just stuff that hair down in the... It's almost like getting a haircut in the mail.
All right, going to the post office.